Hey, what's up, everybody? It is TMQB Week 11, November 23rd, 2010. Happy Thanksgiving coming up, everybody. Don't forget the games on Thanksgiving. Get your players in. The trading deadline tonight ends 11:30. Got any trades left? Make them. Let me know. Get them in. And before we go any further, I just need to take my commissioner hat off and put my Intimidator owner hat on to say a little something to a fellow owner, Hoagie. Sorry, brother. For those who don't know, Hoagie and I had a trade on Sunday and traded Hakeem Nicks for some draft picks. And I'm guessing most of you heard Hakeem Nicks is now out probably for 3 to 4 weeks. So sorry about that, Hoags. Okay, now thanks to those guys that came out Sunday. It was a pretty cool time. It was a pretty good bar. I know there was some problems with the name. Apparently they changed the name to the Ale House 2 days before we got there. I drove by the place. I know a couple of other guys did, but it was fun seeing you guys. And let's get to the games. Biggest game of the week was Steel Curtain and Why Not Us. It was for first place in the Pacific Division. Although Steel Curtain had beaten Why Not Us early in the season, had a game lead on on Why Not Us. They now take a two game lead with an 89-64 victory over Why Not Us. Steel thought he was going to break 100 points this week. He had a lot of points early on, but the scoring machine slowed down a little bit in the second half games for him. Steel goes to 8-3, has a 2-game lead over Why Not Us. As I mentioned, he's beaten him twice this season. The only shot Why Not Us has now to capture the Pacific is if Steel loses 2 in a row and Why Not Us wins his final 2. That'll give him the slight lead. That'll give him the game lead. You have 9 wins to Steel's 8. So it'll be an interesting final 2 weeks. Quarterback play in this game was turned out to be a real shootout. Basically canceled each other out a little bit. Steel got 30 points from Aaron Rodgers, and Why Not Us got 27 from Kitna. The difference in the game was Steel's wide receivers. They put up a total of 51 points. I guess this was the run and shoot for Steel Curtain as he played 4 wide receivers. So actually, it was the shoot and shoot. 4 wide receivers, no running backs. 51 points. 12 from Miles Austin, 10 from Mike Wallace, 5 from Roddy White, and a big 24 points from Greg Jennings. I know Tony was excited at the bar watching that Packer game. Why Not Us, as I mentioned, had 27 from Kitna, but was only able to muster up double points from one other player, Dwayne Bowe, who got him 16. His kicker, Rackers, got him 9, and his Bengals D added 6 points. The other interesting matchup of the week was Panzers and TNT. Papa Panzer versus Sonny Boy TNT, who's on the come. And it ended, don't you know, in a 70 to 70 tie. And as you know, we don't like ties in this league. So the victory goes to TNT because of Peyton Manning's 396 yards as compared to Rivers, I think, threw for 233 yards. Points-wise, in our league, both quarterbacks put up good numbers. 31 points from TNT, and Panzers 28 points. So again, quarterbacks kind of cancel each other out. It was a fun game to track. I don't know if anybody's followed on Fanball. It was a fun game to track, watching the lead and then watching it go away and watching it come back. Panzers made it interesting with the 12 points he had from his Ravens D, 10 from his kicker, Rod Baronis, 10 points, and Ray Rice, who I don't have it written down, so Ray Rice got him under 10 points. TNT, like I said, took the victory. He got additional points out of running backs Benson and Hills, who got him 10 points each, and he also got 10 from Reggie Wayne and 8 from his kicker Crosby. Moving on, Silent Death and Cleveland Steamers. An interesting game between Death and Steamers, as this one had some implications for the playoffs, and it was a tight game. Death squeaked it out 43-42. Steamers really could have put themselves in a good position for the playoffs with a victory, but it's kind of fallen into the middle of the pack again with the other 6 or so teams that are going to fight for a playoff spot. This reminds me of a lot of our years in the playoffs. Last year was a bit different, where the 6 teams fell into place. I didn't have to do any figuring, no tiebreakers. It was the first time that had ever happened. Usually it comes down to 6, sometimes 7 teams fighting it out for the final 3 spots. So Cleveland Steamers is probably going to be clawing it out with those additional teams for the playoff spot. And it actually looks like it's going to be 2 teams fighting out because Steel Curtain, as of today, based on today's record, Steel Curtain is going to make it. Hoagie's going to make it. Who am I missing? Panzers is going to make it. And then you look at the record for Wine at Us, so you figure that's the 4th spot. So there'll be 6 teams fighting for those final 2 spots. So it's going to come down to head-to-head matchups, and we'll see how that goes. Death scoring. Got scoring from all 8 players this week. 11 from Schaub, 10 from usual no-show Moreno, but this week he got 10. He got 1 from Ward, 9 from Braylon Edwards, and 2 from his Shepherd, his colleague. 6 from his Dallas D helped him out. Meanwhile, Steamers got 15 from quarterback Brady, 14 from Brian, his kicker, and 9 from his Bears running back Matt Forte, but just came 1 point short. Storm Brigade versus Poor Pickens. Storm's really trying to keep this interesting. Or now we can call him. Maybe you should change your name to Grizzly. For those who don't know, Mike is a nice beard growing. It's either that or the Taliban. He won his 2nd in a row and put a dent in Poor Pickens' playoff hopes. Huge day from a couple of the Saints. Quarterback Breeze had 31 points, and wide receiver Mitchum put up 14 to lead the way. Running back Thomas Jones got him 14, Calvin Johnson 7, Brandon Lloyd 9, and his Jets kicker Folk got him 12. Poor can only muster 31 points from his entire team, so basically Storm beat him with his quarterback alone with 31 points. Notable points for Poor came from running back Michael Turner, 11 points. Rashid Mendenhall, 8 points, and Poor's quarterback just is killing him. 4 big points. Wow, not good. Storm can continue to play spoiler next week. It faces Wine at Us, and Poor is basically in a must-win situation against Steel Curtain, so we'll see how that goes. Hoagie's Heroes versus the Fury. I'll say this, Hoagie is never one to shy away from making his team better. As I mentioned before, made the trade for Nix to get one of the top receivers, so he would have at least 3 to 4 top 5 maybe top players at all of his skill positions. So you can't blame him for making that trade, even though I feel a little bad for him. But this game was never in question. Hoagie crapped all over the Fury, 83-34. And not that it would have made a difference, but Fury didn't even have a kicker in the game, which is a real good move. I kept waiting for the call all week, email, or something he posted on Fanball that he needed a kicker since Nugent was placed on IR earlier the week, but that never happened. Meanwhile, the mustached Maestro led his team to a victory with a huge day from Ben punched me in the face, and I'll curl up on the ground like a little girl, even though I'm wearing a helmet. Roethlisberger, who had 31 points. I guess the alleged sex offender hit on Seymour's kid sister. Other big players for Hoagie was Foster, his running back, 17 points. Akers got him 13. And he got contributions from every player, including 6 from his Bears D. Fury, meanwhile, lost his 3rd game in a row. And he must be in hibernation for the winter, because this seems to be an annual thing, and I don't know how else to explain it. So he must be in hibernation. He picked up a running back, which was a good move from Buffalo, Fred Jackson, had 16 points this week, but he left him on the bench in favor of, wait for it, Ricky Williams, who's been on a serious downtrend, as have most of the Miami players, but hibernation, you don't see that stuff. But Williams put a big goose egg. Anyway, points for Fury were few and far between. He got 16 from Palmer, 9 from Fitzgerald, 8 from Terrell Owens. So where are all the other owners who said Fury was going to be good this year? Maybe you can comment. Where is it? Comment down there. This is YouTube, or it's on our Facebook. Comment. Leave a comment. Even if it's not about Fury, leave a comment. Let's see you participate a little bit in this league. Just leave a comment down there. Oh, down there. This is YouTube, so you can put comments down there. Finally, last game of the week, Intimidators versus Guru. Intimidators also kept their playoff hopes alive, even after trading away their number 1 wide receiver. Incredible luck for the Intimidators by trading away Nix, or stroke of genius. 62-28 was the score. Daters over Guru, and like I said, Daters' playoff hopes are alive and kicking for the 2nd season. Big point scorer for Dater was wide receiver Steve Johnson, put up 23 points. Kyle Horton threw in 10. Running back Maurice Jones-Drew with 14. And running back Tolbert put up 11. For Guru, his quarterback Vic came back down to earth with only 14 points this week. The rest of his lineup was pretty awful. Wide receiver Des Bryant put up 6. And his kicker Bueller put up 5. The rest of the team really not worth mentioning. So there's your TMQB for week 11. We are 2 games left in the season, and then the playoffs start. I know I say it almost every week, but I'm just astounded at how fast the season has gone. It's been a good season. It's been a lot of fun, as usual. And that'll wrap it up. So happy Thanksgiving. And again, comment. And if any of you want to whip out your webcams and leave a reply to this message, to these video messages, go for it. 30 seconds. Doesn't have to be long. All right. So peace out. Happy Thanksgiving. And we'll talk to you next week. Later, boys.